Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
In 1975, one movie made audiences afraid to go in the water. In 1978, they did it again. In 1983, they did it again, but this time in 3D. In 1987, it was personal. And those last three, they weren't great. But even in spite of those very diminishing returns with those sequels, not to mention geography that makes absolutely no sense in the third one.
This is the Undersea Kingdom. 4 years under construction at a cost of more than $34 million.
Yeah, that is not a thing. The lagoon is not saltwater, and the ocean is a minimum of an hour drive away from the park in any given direction, possibly more. Anyways, the impact the original Jaws had on pop culture is undeniable. First-time director Steven Spielberg's adaptation of Peter Benchley's novel of the same name was the first ever summer blockbuster, and our fear and fascination with sharks has continued ever since. But the legacy of Jaws initially caused a lot of damage, making people scared of sharks to the point of going on the offensive against them. In an effort to help educate people about sharks, in 1988, the Discovery Channel aired the first ever Shark Week, a whole week of programming dedicated to sharks. This was a massive success, and has continued ever since. It's so popular that Disney and National Geographic have decided to capitalize on the popularity of shark shows with Shark Fest, their own version of Shark Week. And since Disney now owns National Geographic, they have just way too many shark specials.
I mean, I guess that's what happens when you produce 6 gazillion shark documentaries, is you gotta space all the info there is about sharks. You gotta spread it all out. This had maybe 3 facts in it that I found even remotely interesting, and the rest is just footage of sharks and reiterating the same goddamn info. I fell asleep 3 times. I'm not kidding.
You fell asleep at every commercial break that there would have been.
I dozed off a couple times, and I don't think I missed anything.
But thankfully, if you watch Shark Fest on Disney Channel or Disney XD, it's not just shark documentaries that are spread way too thin. Because sharks are still just as popular in pop culture as ever, there's a whole bunch of shark-related episodes of various shows included. I wouldn't say any of these shows have jumped the shark, but they've all had sharks in them, and since it's Shark Week once again, I figured it was the perfect time to talk about them. In the Phineas and Ferb episode, The Belly of the Beast, it's Harbor Day in Danville, where they celebrate the anniversary of the time a man-eating shark was chased out of Danville Harbor with a reenactment.
Won't you gather round and hear a tale of the shark at Danville Harbor, who terrorized our people? Can you just imagine this? If it's sharks you want to know about, you're bound to end up smarter, cause though technically a vertebrate, they're cartilaginous.
Man, these couple of kids and this lady are just really getting into it, aren't they? But the shark for the reenactment is literally just Buford and Baljeet in a lame shark costume.
Look at me! I'm a shark! I can poop in the ocean! But you're not going to, right? Keep pushing, dweeb!
Hold on. They're gonna drive them out to sea? How would that even work? These are literal children. Couldn't they drown? Holy sh**. Luckily, Phineas and Ferb decide to do what they do best.
Ferb, I knoweth what we're going to do with today.
Hey, where is Perry?
Meanwhile, Perry has to stop Doofenshmirtz from making saltwater taffy?
I'm going to make the sweetest, gooeyest, stinkiest saltwater taffy in the world. Enough to give cavities to every kid in the tri-state area!
Well, this one doesn't have any backstory. It's just there so that Doofenshmirtz can be within proximity of what the boys are doing. Candace and Stacy are talking about how lame the shark reenactment usually is, only for Candace to get absolutely soaked when the giant mechanical shark gets dropped into the water.
Okay, now how did that only hit me?
She enlists the help of Captain Squint, played by Nick Frost, to go follow the shark, because every one of these episodes needs a grizzled old sea captain. But of course, Squint thinks that Phineas and Ferb were literally eaten by the shark when Candace says that her brothers are inside the shark. Captain Squint also might have some issues.
So, did a shark really eat your leg?
Probably. But he definitely chewed on my arm.
That's just a birthmark.
I'm tired of this conversation.
Well, at least we'll all get wet. Really? Really?
It's the octopus that ate me pancreas.
Thank you.
Phineas and Ferb seem to think that the reenactment has started, but they obviously never coordinated their plans with anyone running the actual event.
Bullseye!
Rubber ducks? Are you serious?
Does a penguin fly?
No.
Now I'm tired of this conversation, too.
We get several nods to Jaws, including rubber ducks being used as the barrels they use to follow the shark, and of course,
We're gonna need a bigger captain.
Looks like we're gonna need a bigger shark.
Squint gets eaten by the shark and is surprised to be greeted by charcuterie.
So this is what the inside of a shark looks like? I always thought it would be more... stomachy.
Candace and Stacy successfully plunger the mechanical shark and head for shore.
Say, whoever's on that boat has a story wrong. They're supposed to drive us out to sea, not drag us into shore.
Well, I don't think it matters, seeing as literally nobody's watching what you're doing anyways.
You know, it's such a shame the reenactment can't be this exciting.
Doof's giant saltwater tapping machine ends up creating nasty surf conditions on the surface, and ultimately the shark ends up crashing onto the beach in a giant wave. And the taffy grabs the shark and pulls it away before Linda can see it.
Bob!
What? Oh, that? They get cheesier every year.
Roar!
You cannot attack me. I am the tail.
Shark wedgie!
So yeah, that was fun. A little more Moby Dick than Jaws, I think, but it's an old-timey festival, so that's to be expected. Next up, we have an episode called Jaws, with a $sign for the S, from the 2017 Ducktales. So, a bit of relevant background information in case you haven't seen DuckTales 2017 before. Lena was created from the shadow of Scrooge's arch nemesis Magica Dispel, before she was sealed away in another dimension by Scrooge. And at this point in the series, Lena had befriended Webby and infiltrated McDuck Manor at the behest of Magica herself. After an unseen adventure involving a giant beanstalk that was cut down, Scrooge is under scrutiny for his adventures causing damage to the town of Duckburg.
My character does not need boosting. They're overreacting.
Good news, Mr. McGee. The beanstalk missed the orphanage.
What time is the interview?
Meanwhile, Lena plans to have a sleepover with Webby. But that's just a cover for Lena to drop an amulet called the Hunter's Stone into the treasure so that it could go look for Scrooge's #1 dime. And the amulet melts into the money in the bin, ultimately creating a money shark. Webby shows Lena her conspiracy board about the McDuck family and tells Lena about Scrooge's hatred of magic. She then shows Lena a spell book and wants to try it out, but then they're ambushed by Huey, Dewey, and Louie in a pillow fight. The boys get their butts kicked and decide to go swim in some money. Scrooge doesn't see this happen because he's preparing for his interview with a reporter.
Fine, I'll go easy on you. Now, Mr. McDuck, I love your accent. Tell me, what part of Ireland are you from?
Dewey takes a dive and gets eaten by the money shark. And Huey and Louie run back to the mansion for the girls' help.
Dewey was eaten by a magical money shark in the bin! What? I'm really good at charades.
The kids and Launchpad take Donald's boat to the money bin so that they'll have a boat to be able to actually try to chase the shark in. Which is good, because all of these episodes have to have a boat. And I guess Launchpad will serve as the sea captain? He's not really grizzled, but he'll do. Lena is mad that Magica's insane plan that she didn't give her all the details of involved creating a money shark.
Next time you give me an amulet that turns into a monster, I'd appreciate a little heads up.
That monster has a name! Show Tiffany some respect.
Huey and Louie try to catch Tiffany, but they get caught in the rope and get eaten.
You know, until the 16th century, sharks were referred to as sea dogs!
Launchpad then tries to crash into Tiffany, but that just results in him and the entire boat getting eaten.
I found something. According to this, to stop an enchanted force, you must remove its power source or beat it with a stronger magical totem. We can use our friendship bracelets. Friendship is the greatest magic of all!
Insert friendship as magic joke here. I never watched that show. I probably never will. Webby starts doing the spell, but Lena stops it, calling Webby naive and a fool. Meanwhile, Scrooge's interview is an absolute disaster.
I'll take your awkward smile as a confirmation that you enjoy feeling superior to everyone in the now ravaged town of Duckburg.
No,
Now, Mr. McDuck, I can't quite place your accent. Tell me, what part of Ireland are you from?
Roxanne, you can't trust the word of my sworn enemies, whose only pastime is constantly plotting against me. There is absolutely no truth to the claims that my treasure hunting is in any way dangerous to Duckburg.
This just in. Scrooge McDuck's treasure has transformed into a money shark. And, hold on, I'm being told it now has legs.
Oh, of course it does.
When Scrooge gets there, Tiffany uses magic to steal the dime off of him. He charges at the shark and also gets eaten.
Hi, Mr. McGee!
Everyone?
When Tiffany jumps at Lena, Webby pushes her out of the way and gets eaten before her.
Why'd you save me? I thought you were mad at me. We're friends, you beautiful idiot. I don't care what you did.
And with that, Lena chooses to save Webby instead of retrieving the dime and destroys Tiffany.
With the hand of my best friend, we bring about the money shark's end.
Wait a minute, wait a gosh darn minute. How is she falling straight down with the force of gravity if the shark is crawling on the ground like that? Scrooge tries to recover the gold, but the reporter from earlier who was giving him a hard time says that the money is attracting bystanders and benefiting the city.
Thank you, kind sir.
You're welcome.
Oh, glom gold. Also, yeah, they need to be taxing the crap out of Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge at least gets the dime back, but still has no idea where the shark came from in the first place. Magica berates Lena, and Lena is sick of this and tries to leave. But she can't. Magica reminds her that only she can give her freedom, forcing her to stay and comply, and sadly throw away the friendship bracelet Webby had made her. At the manor, Launchpad delivers Donald's boat back to him, but it's taken an absolute beating. We're talking a 6-year-old piloting on Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, worse than that. This episode didn't have the more traditional shark episode tropes that the other shows in this video have, and it's more plot focused because of everything with Lena, but DuckTales 2017 is a lot of fun, and this episode is no exception. Next up, we have an episode of Big City Greens called Shark Objects, in which Cricket wants to prank people with a shark fin on the beach. And this episode doesn't have anything resembling an actual shark in it, does it?
Salt water.
And most recently, we got an episode of The Ghost and Molly McGee called All Shark, No Bite. The episode starts with Sharon and Pete worried about leaving Molly and Daryl alone for the evening while they go out on a date night.
I will hold down the fort here because Molly McGee is an A++ babysitter, and I got the Wilder Scout badge to prove it.
It's true, she's great.
The reason being that Molly and Daryl tend to get up to shenanigans when left to their own devices.
Shenanigans? That's not gonna happen. Again, we're just gonna have a relaxing evening at home.
Did you say relaxing? Because I bought this expensive kit online and have been saving it for a spa night.
But of course, the second that Pete and Sharon leave...
They're away!
What is going on here?
Shenanigans! Tonight, we are watching the most terrifying horror movie ever made, Fins of Fear. If you see the fin, you're finished.
As the oldest brother of 2 siblings, I absolutely adore Molly and Daryl episodes. They're some of my favorites. The 2 of them have such a great sibling dynamic. They're so fun. So yes, Molly and Daryl want to watch a super scary horror movie.
It's about a petty, vindictive ghost shark who continues his killing spree from beyond the grave.
Oh, and by the way, remember the time when they killed the shark in Jaws?
Oops, ghost shark! Whoa, physical media? You heard of this new thing out called streaming?
That joke did not age well. The movie ends, and the 3 of them are terrified.
They're so petty and vindictive!
I mean, go figure, the movie was rated
T for traumatizing.
Molly and Daryl wonder if the ghost shark is real, but Scratch of course insists that it's not, and to prove it, he uses his chairman powers to summon a ghost shark.
Ghost shark, I summon ye! Reveal yourself, and our house shall be your seat!
Anybody see a ghost shark?
Nothing happens, and the 3 of them go off to eat the veggie tray that their parents prepared for them. They seem really excited about this veggie tray. That'd go great with some of Lord Doom's hummus.
I'm just gonna miss that guy. Get his hummus.
Mostly his hummus, huh?
Yeah.
But then the ghost shark shows up.
You don't think that has anything to do with me, do you?
Yes, Scratch! You summoned him with your chairman powers! Can't you unsummon it?
Unsummon him? I like to rhyme when I use my chairman powers, okay? There's no way I could think of a word that rhymes with unsummon under these stressful conditions. We're gonna need a boat.
Boat and grizzled sea captain? Check.
We be safe as long as we be in the boat.
Scratch, I love you, but can you please stop talking like a grizzled old sea captain?
The three of them soon make it upstairs and think that they're safe. But then Scratch taunts the ghost shark and it climbs up the stairs.
It's not like it can swim upstairs. Oh no! What if it can swim upstairs? Run for your life!
Have you heard the tale of the crew McGee? Stranded adrift on the hardwood seas, and the ghostly shark from which they flee. A battle with the beast.
Oh my god, this song is insanely good. What is it with Disney Channel and sea shanties lately?
Seesaw, seesaw's the only way to cross is to go with the flow. Go where she goes, savor each toss on seesaws.
Also, I love the details where they're doing things like chumming the water with laundry and are harpooning it with ski supplies.
He can't climb ladders, right? He'll fall!
Well, at this point, I don't think we can rule it out.
The shark follows them up to Molly's room, and the three of them think they're done for.
I'll never forget you, Mr. Whiskers!
Yeah, but Disney Channel clearly did.
Twinkle Spot, I'll never forgive myself for this! I'll never forgive you either. That's fair.
And then, when all hope seems lost, Scratch thinks that the ghost shark has to be full by now, which results in the shark spitting out Twinkle Spot.
Twinkle Spot, you're okay! I forgive you, but I will never forget.
Scratch didn't summon the shark, he created it. And he's been giving it power by suggesting things.
Unless the shark can get us in the boat. What if it can swim upstairs?
He can't climb ladders, right?
I don't think we can rule it out.
The ghost shark was never a real shark. It was something that they created and manifested, and they can have it do whatever they want it to.
Who's the good little terror-inducing beast? Who is that? Well, you are. Yes, you are, you little...
I can't believe how worked up we all got. You see, sharks have been misrepresented in media for the last half a century. In reality, they're an important and valued member of the ocean ecosystem, and we should not paint them as some all-powerful villain.
Who are you talking to?
Oh, you know, the people.
Okay. Woo!
Out of the 4 of these episodes, this is the only one that actually reminds us that we're mostly afraid of and fascinated by sharks because of a couple of scary movies, and some ridiculous ones, that make stuff up. Seriously, never mind the terrible looking shark, this is not what the lagoon in SeaWorld Orlando looks like! And that fear so many people have of getting attacked by a shark is mostly because of movies. The fact of the matter is, they're more afraid of us than we are of them. You know what would be really cool? If there was a movie that was a parody of Jaws, but with the perspective flip so that it's a group of sharks having to stop a deranged human that's terrorizing a reef and killing sharks. Oh wait, that does exist! That's right, my good friend Micah Hirsch from the YouTube channel Fireblast Studios is working on making an animated movie called Sharks, a biting satire. I play Stanley Dryfish, a scientist shark whose experiments on a human to try to cure shark brain disease result in that human terrorizing a reef. So basically, it's a cross between Jaws and Deep Blue Sea with a comedic twist. The movie also stars my friends Matt LaVouser, Tony Goldmark, David Gansel, and Agatha Vile. Agatha was the one who read that crazy lady's review of Turning Red.
Puberty, kissing, gyrating, disobedience, parents are the enemy, words like crap.
But Micah can't do this alone. This is a super independent project, and he's basically been doing everything by himself so far. He's started an Indiegogo campaign so that he can hire animators and some additional help. The link to the Indiegogo campaign is in the description, and if you're able to pitch in to make this happen, that'd be absolutely jawsome. And if you can't contribute, that's totally okay too. You can also help out by just going over to Micah's channel and subscribing, and help us get the word out. Do that, and the ghost shark will be your friend. I'm kidding, I don't actually have a ghost shark.
Are we not gonna ask about the ghost shark?
Nope.
company. To the brig with the both of ye. Okay, it's giving me a headache. I'm done.